Hello everybody, my name is Michał and I will invite you to trip inside the matter, but to do that we need to look closer. Surrounding us matter is made of atoms, and atoms are composed of protons, neutrons and electrons, while protons and neutrons are composed of quarks, whereas electrons and quarks cannot be divided into smaller molecules, so we call them elementary particles. All known elementary particles are classified by standard model. We also know 4 fundamental forces in nature. Standard model describes 3 of them: electromagnetism force, strong nuclear force, and weak force. These forces work by exchanging a different kind of particles, which are called gauge bosons and are defined as force carriers. The photons mediate the electromagnetic interactions. The W+, W- and Z-gauge bosons mediate the weak interactions, and gluons mediate the strong interactions. Fourth force is of course gravity, but it's not be described in standard model because we know too little about it. Let's get back to our basic particles, because here raises the question, what creates these basic particles? So according to the quantum field theory, the world is full of different quantum fields. These fields exist everywhere. They are around me, they are in me, everywhere. And these fields can vibrate, and just localized vibrations in these fields we call particles. There is one kind of field for every type of elementary particle. For example, there is an electron field whose quanta are electron, photon field whose quanta are photon, and quark field whose quanta are top quark. To extract a particle from a field, you need to give the field energy. If you give it enough energy, the field will go to a higher energy state, thereby forming a particle. But you cannot cause vibration of any size by adding any amount of energy, because this field is quantized, and this means that the field can accept only certain portion of energy, which we call quantity of energy. These fields can interact with each other. This means that the energy of one vibration in one quantum field can move onto the other fields and can create other particles. Such approach allows us to explain how one particle can change to another. For example, W boson can change in electron and antineutrino by transferring its energy into electron field and antineutrino field, creating electron and antineutrino. If we imagine bosons literally as particles, not as waves, such behavior would be very strange and probably impossible to explain. Now I say something about the Higgs boson, which is an essential element in the standard model. First of all, Higgs boson is just a local excitation on the Higgs field like other particles. And thanks to the Higgs field, we can explain why electromagnetic force is long-range in principle extending over infinity distance, while weak nuclear force has very short range, around 10 to minus 16 meters, so we cannot feel their action in our scale. It happens because whole world is felt by the Higgs field, which gives mass to the W+, W- and Z boson, while exchanging with them a virtual Higgs boson. But about virtual particles maybe another time. And due to their large mass, these carrier particles are very short-lived, with a lifetime of under 10 to minus 24 power seconds, and move like a dense liquid, so you can't move far. While photons, which promotes electromagnetism, don't gain mass by interaction with the Higgs field, so they are massless and you can move freely. Thanks to the Higgs field is possible unification of the electromagnetic force and weak force into the electroweak interaction. Also fermions acquire mass as a result of their interaction with the Higgs field, but not in the same way as the gauge bosons. But despite the fact that the Higgs field gives mass to the fundamental particles, which creates matter, is only responsible for about 2% of your mass, because according to Einstein's most famous equation, mass mainly comes from the energy storage inside nucleons, which is sum of kinetic and potential energy of quarks. And so here we can see, feel, smell is nothing else as accumulated energy, force field, and incredibly huge amount of vibration in quantum field. And even you can eat this vibration in quantum field. And I have to admit that they are quite tasty.